Happy New Year, everybody. Y'all, it's been a rough couple days. Started out the new year a little rough. I'll get into it. Nothing too bad, nothing too crazy, but there's some bugs rolling around. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a prayer and thumbnail because I haven't eaten in days, it seems like, and go ahead and get started. Thank you, Lord, for this food I'm about to receive. Amen. I don't even know if I really want to do a psalm. Ooh. Maybe I'll do something like this. Something new. What else? Or I'll pick one throughout the show. I got prime rib. For one, I'd like to apologize to Robert because I did get you sick. It wasn't my intention. So, long story short, I'll make a long story long, whatever. I went to a vape shop, right? I didn't elaborate on it in the video I did with Rob or whatever, but went to a vape shop. This was so delicious. I love me some prime rib. I've had prime rib in so long. And I don't know what kind of sauce they use. I don't care. This sauce is savory. But I bought a little vape pen, which, before you judge me, I bought a little pen, and I smoked. It was a CBD one, basically trying to get better sleep and stuff like that, or just chill. So before I went to bed, I hit it, and it burns my chest. And I don't know if it was faulty or whatever. So I hit it. Excuse me, my chest is burning. I'm like, what the heck? And I just start coughing like crazy. Shout out to ginger ale. I start coughing like crazy, y'all. And through all that coughing, I was just thinking this is a bad product or whatever, or I've had problems with the smokable CBD in the past too. So I was just thinking, whatever. Then I had Rob on my channel, and then I kind of alluded to I didn't want to talk about that because I want to talk about vaping, in the middle of what I'm doing, and so I was still coughing, 100%. My chest was on fire. I could tell it was something that it was something else. Not a sickness or whatever. I thought it was because of the vape. Whole time after that, mashed potatoes is fire. I'm in a happy place right now. Whole time after that, I lost my train of thought. The whole time after that, I wake up the next morning with super runny nose and just all that, and it's almost a full blown. My chest still hurting. My chest was hurting all night, and I was literally what's going on? Alright, babe. I just had something. I got tested. It wasn't COVID, so it's just a bug. It's the flu is back apparently. But I never got sick growing up. Me or my brothers, we never got sick growing up. So that is it's kind of weird. that I got sick back to back. Because I came from Arizona. And this is another reason why I'm like, there's no way I'm sick again, you know? So it's just kind of like, that wasn't the first thing on my mind. Being sick twice in like the span of a week. I got back from Arizona, and I know Seven was sick, but I didn't care. Whatever. They got their COVID test because what she does for work, she has to. What Tina does for work, they have to. Shout out to y'all, by the way. And then Carter also goes to school, so they had to get COVID tests, and they all had to be clear before they can go back. So she just has a little cold. I got the same little cold. So when I get back, I'm not gonna put nobody on blast because obviously it seems like a finger pointing game now. Like when somebody gets sick, it's like, oh, well, where'd you get it? Just all because of the COVID stuff. And I know, like, it's a lot more serious in some corners than others. And what I mean by that is, here in Wisconsin, people don't take it serious. So, like, if you ever see me, like, out without a mask or something like that, I'm like, this is the culture that surrounds it. Like, I'll be looked at like crazy if I don't, or, if I do wear a mask, and it's the same in Texas. And that kind of sucks. Also, America is so big, like, we don't get the same sort of, like, rhetoric in a lot of areas of the country, so I understand that. I just want people to understand that, like, what you're experiencing, like, on your side of the country and the way people behave, it's not the same. So, like, even if you wanted to inform somebody, whether it's on the internet or in real life, just understand you don't have to do it like hostile. Like, you don't have to be hostile about it. If you see me out without my mask, you don't have to be hostile about it, because if you look around, no one's doing it. So it's not like I'm trying to, I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, just weird how different, like, our country is in different aspects. And I take COVID very serious. I got tested. I was negative, so thank God. And I know Robert was in town and has a lot of people to see him. And that's the last thing I want to do is, put somebody in any sort of compromising situation. Like, my mother's in town. And once I found out I was, like, legitly sick, once them, like, nose runs start happening, I haven't been around anyone. I spent New Year's Eve alone in my apartment, which, it was kind of depressing. It was kind of depressing. Kind of sad. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm not gonna... You want to see people for the new year, because this is, like, usually, what was the song say? The most wonderful time of the year. And it is. You got the Christmas, you got the New Year, you have all these other holidays. Every major religion celebrates a holiday around this time. And just seeing everybody out. I at least got to spend Christmas, I think Christmas with my family. I hope y'all don't mind me eating with my hands, but look at that slab of meat. No, I'm playing. You could probably still hear a little sickness in my voice, but I'm much better. And I also lost my train of thought again. My mother's in town. My favorite cousin, Lily's in town. No shade to Asia, but I just grew up more with Lily, And I haven't really got to spend much time with them, which really sucks, because I've been in my house. Rob actually texted me this morning, like, you got me sick. And I'm like, yeah, my bad. Because you can tell when you're sick, right? Which I can, I can tell when I'm sick. But it was so, I guess, the way it happened. with the vaping stuff, because it started as like a burning in my chest. This is the longest I've ever went since doing YouTube of not posting. Wait, maybe how long did I go when Dalvin's whole household had COVID? I don't know. This might be the longest. So I did get tested and was not COVID. I don't even remember if I repeated that or not, but did get tested, wasn't COVID. But whatever it was, it still had to be very contagious because we did our shout out to Stan. He has a 7-nick party every year, which I didn't work for them at all last year, but still invited to the company parties. And after that, he got sick. I'm like, no, it's not me. I've been good for. I got a little sick after I came from Arizona. It could be the traveling, it could be the new places. I'm glad it's not COVID, you know, cause you know, and what can you do like really when it's not COVID? When it's not COVID, because all this protection is for like COVID related stuff, you know, and at the end of the day, like even before this happened, you're gonna get sick. But he was like, yeah, I didn't even go to my grandma's because you was coughing a little too hard. I'm like, yeah, I felt like some oils got in my chest. Like I was going crazy. My chest was burning. I don't know. But on a brighter note, Happy New Year. Like, you know, I'm excited for this new year. I got a lot of positive feedback, or negative and positive feedback, because I take them both with a grain of salt. You know, at the end of the day, I got some real ones out there, some real like people that support me and stuff like that. So I love it. With some New Year's resolutions. 2021. I'm not even gonna be one of the people that say this is a bad year, because I don't necessarily think it was a terrible year. The worst year was 2020, and I don't think 2020 was a terrible year. 2021 had its like ups and downs, you know. For me personally, like, yeah, it was a lot of like ended relationships, beginning relationships, starting new relationships, new friendships, new career paths, and or like opportunities, like diving into new worlds, whether it's video, you know, the editing process and videography when it comes to like your editing and stuff. So it's like a whole new world. Traveling back and forth, like I'm so sick of being on airplanes right now, like, and I know there are people who travel like way more than I have, but I feel like I was back and forth from Houston and Wisconsin so many times, like, and I have to do like transfer flights, so it's not a straight shot, and it's just like, man, I'm sick of them. But it's been such a interesting journey, like 2021. I'm gonna rock with it. From 2022, all we can do is, you know, build better, you know, make better content. I think that's one of my New Year's resolutions. Not necessarily, well, yeah, necessarily make better content, but just put more effort into it, you know? and not even like considering mukbangs, but like with all the free time, like you can look into adjusting your settings and stuff like that, just so your content isn't as blurry or whatever. And I got like a lot of that feedback from some subscribers, so shout out to you. And I hope all you guys have a happy new year. I appreciate it. You know? Man. This is 24 ounces. And excuse me if I'm looking rough, because I know I am, but other than last night, yesterday, I've been bedridden for the past like 4 or 5 days. So, I hit up my barber earlier today, and oh, can you squeeze me in? And she's like, well, one of my kids tested positive for COVID, so I'm in the house. I'm like, I was like, I ain't worried about no COVID. You do house visit? Nah, I ain't worried about it. I'm like not afraid of it, in the sense of I'd go over and grab a cut. I tested negative. I don't know how much I trust them test though too, so like I still haven't been like around my mother or my cousin. Well, I've been in the house, besides last night, but you want to make completely sure, especially when you're putting other people at risk, at least in like our minds. Especially going through, what I went through in Houston with, my friend, Dalvin, shout out Zaddy Chang Chang. That knife was backwards. Got to a point where, we was all communicating every day, and then there'd be like a day and a half ago where we ain't hear nothing. I'm trying to make sure, like, oh, you need to let us know you okay, because it was very hectic at that in those times, I'm telling me and Rob was in the house, like, because James was in LA, me and Rob was in the house, like, what if? Not on the other side, but man, your mind can go there. But other New Year's resolutions, I guess, just take life more serious. I've always been a person that I don't take things really too seriously, But I feel like I should balance that a little better, from not taking things too serious to like just not like what's the word I'm looking for? Not playing too much. I don't know. Like you can balance not taking things too serious and just always thinking nothing serious, So I think I'm gonna find that balance. Especially in relationships, and that's like friendships, whatever. Because other people do take certain things more serious. Like Rob, for example, like me and Rob, as you can probably tell in our last video, I haven't talked to Rob a month. So that's our first conversation. Pretty much other than like text and like come over, when, get my address and stuff, but it was cool. It always, we done fell a bunch of times. It'll always be a slow start going back into our friendship, so. But I know how he is. He's more emotional than me. And that's like not shade, like he'd explain that better, but he takes, like things more to heart than I do. So a lot of times that can end up with us on a misunderstood path. But what else? New Year's resolution. Let's just, keep growing. Take life more serious. Keep life simple. But, hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in, to be honest. It's been so long. I feel like this is the longest I've been since I've, gone without recording. Thank you for tuning in. This prime rib was bombing. I don't know what sauce they use for prime ribs this is, but it was delicious too. This meat was so tender. It's not even like that sharp of a knife. If you see how easily it slices through, like this stuff is so good. I'll end up finishing that later. I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Lecarson on all my socials. And Snoop TV is out.
Oh, keep my shit been going. Oh, see, no, you are not my bro. Please quit acting like you know me.